Hello, everybody. Today we're going to go through Blue Origin, which is uh, Amazon founders Amazon founder Jeff Bezos' company, and currently it's being run by Bob Smith as the CEO. And uh, they're 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 called a new space company, but it seems like they run more along the lines of an old space company, especially since they haven't really actually sent anything up yet, at least not into orbital rockets. There have actually been a few Twitter bashings from that from Elon Musk. Now, in regards to this, Blue Origin, it runs very similarly to SpaceX. It's founded by a billionaire. Uh, it was it's a private space company, so it doesn't really have any shareholders to have to deal with. And their biggest rocket is supposed to be reusable as well. Uh, their first stage, anyway, is supposed to be reusable. Elon Musk, with their SpaceX program, the Falcon 9 was the second stage. They wanted it to try to make it reusable, but they still haven't done that yet. So as of now, as of this video, the second stage is not reusable. When you go into Blue Origin also has a couple other things that they're doing other than just the rockets. They're trying to do a heavy lift vehicle, and they're also trying to do a moon lander as well. Their heavy lift vehicle is probably about twice as big as the SpaceX's Falcon 9 system, and I'm pretty sure it basically does the same thing that the Falcon Heavy does. Um, so I think there's a 45-ton payload. When so here's another thing about that. When you go into Blue Origin's, when you go just check stuff on online, Jeff Bezos, they pushed their New Glenn rocket back again because of at least they're blaming Space Force for this, according to this article. Uh, let's see. They announced that is pushing back the debut date for New Glenn and laid the blame for the delay in a flaming bag uh, on the doorstep of the space on the U.S. Space Force. Uh, okay. Essentially, they lost a contract, and that's probably the reason for that. But again, when you look at the Wikipedia page, it says that he's like Jeff Bezos has uh, told them that they were going to go here funding. So Blue Origin will. Let's see. Blue Origin. Bezos was selling approximately $1 billion in Amazon stock each year to privately finance Blue Origin. So it's not like they're hurting for money. It's essentially a pet project of Jeff Bezos, which is probably one of the reasons why New Glenn hasn't actually sent up an orbital rocket yet. Uh, and that's a big issue between the two. They like neither of them like each other. There was actually a discussion between the two, and both of them seem to just hate each other for some reason. Uh, when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. So when you talk about Blue Origin and SpaceX, they're pretty much the equivalent of the new space rivals. However, the weird thing about Blue Origin is Blue Origin functions more similarly to a an old space company like Boeing or ULA. A large portion of that is because they don't really show their progress, and then they're also older than SpaceX actually, because SpaceX was built, I believe, in 2006, or somewhere after that. But uh, however, the uh, Blue Origin was created in 2000, in the year 2000 for this. However, it's still 21 years later, they still haven't put up an orbital rocket, which is a little bit a little bit much. It's almost getting to the point of an SLS program, honestly. Uh, Now, when you go into, however, at the same, oh, come on, sorry. When you go into Blue Origin's career fields, like you can actually here, I'll show you. Go into Blue Origin. This is their website, and this must be one of their launch centers. Uh, they're talking about the human landing mission, all sorts of stuff. This is one of their rockets. I believe that's New Shepard. Uh, Now, when you go into an interesting one here is when you go into careers, it seems like they have quite a few jobs open. So if you go see open positions, maybe. Okay, I'll just go over here. So this is their job system on Workday, and there are 316 positions open. The last I checked, SpaceX only had about 160 open, which means that they're having quite a few people in, but it doesn't seem to be that much. Most of it seems to be like reporting and financial analysts. There's a few machinists and avionics people, but uh, the other question that I'm going to have is, mm, I'm wondering about the turnover because especially if Jeff Bezos runs this like Amazon, it might have a significant amount of turnover when going through this. But at the same time, for anyone who's trying to break into the space industry, it might be a good opportunity for you if you go in for a couple of years uh, and do stuff like that. Uh, Now, it might not be a good job. I have no idea. It might be an awesome job, honestly, but I honestly don't know. I'm just looking at the person who owns the company. So there, and these are all the areas that it seems to be. There's Huntsville, Alabama, a couple in Pensacola, most of them seem to be in Washington State, which uh, yeah, Washington State and Florida are the two biggest ones. Texas has a couple, but not many. And then the LA has a couple too. Uh, Huntsville, Alabama, that's also an old space. That's definitely an old space area of expertise. A lot of people who are in the space industry work in Huntsville because I believe that's where the Atlas 5 and a lot of the shuttle parts get manufactured. Uh, when you look up Richard Shelby to actually see about that. But when you go into NASA's website, apparently NASA approved Blue Origin's New Glenn for the for future I can't speak English today. New Glenn program for future uncrewed missions. So essentially, it will be able to be on the docket for NASA programs if it ever launches, which it very well might suffer the same fate as the Starliner or some of the SLS program systems. It just honestly depends on how how well this stuff happens, because everybody knows that SLS is really bad, but New Glenn has been around almost almost as long as SLS, honestly, and still hasn't had any sort of at least visible progress on it. They might have already done something, but there wasn't any clearance for, as far as I'm aware, there wasn't any FAA clearances for even a small jump flight, like you see in the spectacular SpaceX ones that you get giant silos that fly around for 20 kilometers and then drop down only to crash, or even not crash sometimes. Uh, But this is essentially the overview of Blue Origin's contracts and an overview of where Blue Origin's job programs are. So if you're interested, you can look into this website, and you'll be able to do that. And good luck. With that, I will see you later.